Okay, I'm gonna be straight with you. There's this moment, a moment that most people experience at some point in their financial life. And when it happens, you don't even realize how important it is. You're just scrolling through your banking app and you see a number, $20,000. Maybe it took you 2 years to get there. Maybe it took 5. Doesn't matter. You see that number and something shifts, not in your bank account, in your brain. And here's the crazy part. Most people hit $20,000 and then completely sabotage themselves. They don't even know they're doing it. My name is Sarah, and I've watched this happen to literally hundreds of people. I've done it myself, and I'm going to show you exactly why $20,000 is the most important financial threshold you'll ever cross. And more importantly, what not to do when you hit it. Because if you get this wrong, you're going to waste $400,000 plus in future wealth. And you won't even realize it until you're 45 years old, looking at your retirement account thinking, how did I get here? So yeah, if you care about actually building wealth instead of just hoping it happens, this video's for you. Subscribe right now. Don't think about it, just hit the button, because the next 27 minutes are going to change how you think about money. Seriously. All right, so first thing you gotta understand, most financial advice is complete garbage, like absolutely useless. Save 10% of your income. Don't buy coffee every day. Set a budget. This stuff works for maybe 2% of people. You know why? Because nobody actually cares about percentages or daily coffee costs. What they care about is this one moment, this one threshold, this one decision. And if you understand $20,000, everything else becomes automatic. The budgeting, automatic. The spending decisions, automatic. The investment strategy, automatic. Everything flows from understanding this one number. So let me ask you something. You ever notice how rich people talk about money different than everyone else? Like, they're not worried about the same stuff. Car breaks down, they're like, oh, that's annoying, I'll get it fixed. You or me, we're like, oh God, how am I gonna pay for this? That difference, it all comes down to one threshold, $20,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sarah, that's not that much money. How is $20,000 some magical number? Fair question. Here's the answer. At $10,000, your money makes about $67 per month at 8% returns. $67, that's a coffee. At $20,000, your money makes $133 per month. $133 is meaningful. That's groceries, that's gas. That's the difference between stressed and okay. But here's where it gets wild. At $20,000, you've crossed a threshold, a psychological threshold, because now your money is earning enough that you don't have to think about it. You're not checking your account 3 times a day anymore. You're not panicking about emergencies anymore, because $133 a month is covering your emergency. Your money is literally keeping you afloat. And the crazy part? Most people have no idea this threshold exists. They hit $20,000 and they think, oh, I'm doing pretty well. And then they sabotage themselves. Let me show you exactly how. Mistake number 1, the celebration trap. You hit $20,000. Finally, you did it. So you decide you deserve a reward. Maybe it's a nicer car. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's an apartment with a little more space. And I get it, you worked hard, but here's what you don't see. That $20,000 at 8% returns over 30 years becomes $201,000. That car payment, $300 per month. $300 times 12 times 30 years equals $108,000 out of that $201,000. You just paid $108,000 for the privilege of driving a slightly nicer car, and you don't even realize you did it. Mistake number 2, the lifestyle creep. This one's sneaky. You hit $20,000, you don't go crazy, you don't buy a car, you just upgrade your life a little bit. Better apartment plus $300 a month. Nicer restaurants plus $150 a month. New hobby plus $100 a month. Subscription services plus $50 a month. Total plus $600 a month. And you think, this is reasonable, I've ended it. But here's what happens. You never save another dollar. That $20,000 grows at 8%. By retirement, you have $201,000. Meanwhile, your friend who kept saving an extra $300 a month, they have $1,244,000. Same starting point, different ending. $1,042,934 difference. Mistake number 3, the crypto FOMO. You have $20,000 in boring index funds, making $1,600 per year. Then your friend tells you about Bitcoin. Dude, it's up 150% this year. And you think, if I move my $20,000 to crypto, I could have $50,000 by next year. So you do. And statistically, you lose half of it. You're back to $10,000. And now you gotta start over. From zero. And the worst part? You blame the market. You blame your timing. You don't realize you just destroyed your future. Okay, I'm going to show you something, and I want you to really pay attention to this, because this is the moment everything becomes clear. Person A saves $20,000 and stops, just lets it sit. Year 1, $20,000. Year 5, $29,387. Year 10, $43,178. Year 20, $93,219. Year 30, $201,066. Person B never quite gets to $20,000 early on. They save $500 a month, but life happens. Car repair, medical bill, they dip into savings, so they don't cross $20,000 until year 5, but they keep saving. Year 1, $6,000, year 5, $30,000, finally, year 10, $42,300, year 20, $85,500, year 30, $180,000. Person A, $201,066. Person B, $180,000. Person A is ahead by $21,000, even though they stopped saving, and person B kept saving the entire time. That's the power of the threshold. But wait, it gets better. What if person A didn't stop saving? What if they just kept adding $200 a month? $200. That's like 2 coffees. Year 1, $20,000. Year 5, $32,000. Year 10, $51,000. Year 20, $145,000. Year 30, $567,000. $567,000 from $200 a month that most people spend on stuff they don't even remember buying. Coffee, subscriptions, delivery apps, stuff. But if you redirect that $200, it becomes more than $500,000. This is not theory, this is math, and math doesn't lie. Here's the thing about $20,000 that nobody talks about. It's psychologically dangerous. Not in the way you think. Dangerous because it feels like you've made it. It feels like you've won. And when you feel like you've won, you stop trying. I hit $20,000 once, sat down at my kitchen table, looked at my account, $20,087, and I felt something I'd never felt before. Not happiness, security. Like I could breathe. For the first time, I wasn't one emergency away from zero. My car breaks down? I got this. Medical bill? I can handle it. Lose my job? I have 4 months. And that feeling made me want to stop. Like I'd done enough. I'd reached the finish line. I deserved to relax. But that's exactly the moment most people self-sabotage, because the threshold isn't the finish line. It's the starting line. It's the moment your money can actually start working for you. And if you blow it here, you waste 30 years of compounding.
All right, so here's the decision you're facing. When you hit $20,000, you have two choices, not three, not four, two, and only one of them works. Path 1. You understand the threshold. You hit $20,000, something clicks. You realize this is different. You don't celebrate, you don't upgrade your life, you make one decision. I'm going to add $300 to $400 per month for the next 5 years. That's it. $300 to $400. You cut eating out, subscriptions, delivery apps. It's not sacrifice, it's just being intentional. And you funnel that $300 into index funds every month, automatically. You don't think about it, you don't have the option to spend it. It just happens. Over 30 years, 400 times 12 times 30 equals $144,000 added, plus your original $20,000 equals $164,000 invested. At 8% compounded, $1,244,000. You're a millionaire, not from luck, not from a high salary, from understanding one threshold and protecting it for 5 years. Path 2. You don't understand the threshold. You hit $20,000, it feels good, so you upgrade, plus $300 rent, plus $300 car payment, plus $200 restaurants, plus $100 hobbies. Total, plus $900 a month. You can't save anymore, so you don't. The $20,000 just sits there, making 8%. By retirement, $201,066. You're not broke, but you're not wealthy either. You're normal, stuck in the middle. And the worst part? You did it on purpose. Same starting point, same threshold, same opportunity, different choice. $1,244,934 versus $201,066. $1,042,934 difference. And it all came down to what you did at $20,000.
Which path are you on? This is the moment that matters. This is the moment that's going to define your financial life. When you hit $20,000, you're facing a choice. And I'm not being dramatic. This choice will echo for 30 years. So here's what you're going to do. Step 1. Acknowledge the threshold. When you hit $20,000, don't ignore it. Say it out loud. I've crossed the threshold. That acknowledgement is powerful. It shifts something in your brain. Step 2. Find $300 per month. Where is it? Eating out, minus $150. Subscriptions, minus $75. Delivery apps, minus $75. Find it. Step 3. Automate it. $150 every payday. Automatic transfer to index funds. You don't think about it, you don't have the option to spend it. Step 4. Tell someone. I hit $20,000 and I'm adding $300 a month. Not to brag, to create accountability. Because when your friend invites you out, you'll say, no, I'm protecting my threshold. And that commitment will help you say no. Step 5. Watch what happens. In 5 years, $40,000. In 10 years, $80,000. In 20 years, $250,000 plus. In 30 years, over $1 million. You become the person who understood, while everyone around you is stuck at $20,000 wondering what went wrong. I'm at my kitchen table right now, same place where I panicked about losing $8,400, but I'm not panicked anymore. Because I crossed the threshold, and I protected it. And now my money is working for me, not the other way around. And the crazy part, this is available to you, right now, at $20,000. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to make 6 figures. You just need to understand what $20,000 means and protect it. That's it. If you're below $20,000, use it as your target. Not $1 million, not $100,000, $20,000. Because once you cross that threshold, everything else becomes automatic. Subscribe for the next video. I'm going deeper. What $40,000 means, what $100,000 means, how millionaires think at each threshold. And do one thing today. Check your savings. Ask yourself, what am I spending $300 a month on that I don't need? Find it, cut it, invest it. That one action gets you to the threshold. And once you're there, everything changes.